you get them. And again, that looks probably about what I want, so exclude those. And they're excluded all over. Areas that you might want to look at using this tool would be things like the legs. If you had characters with legs that were very close together, you'd want to exclude the right from the left and left from the right. The toes, if we had individual bones in all of the toes, you'd want to do that sort of thing. Areas that you don't want to use it in, it would be something like a shoulder area. I've seen people where they've got envelopes quite large to try and get the area they want, this nice softness, but it's starting to take in part of the side. There should be quite a nice fall off and softness in an area like this. And trying to use your include and exclude to stop certain ones, you might find you're starting to get harsh edges between your envelopes, or like you're weighting in a sense, and you know, again, paint weighting starts becoming a problem because you can't paint it in and soften it. So I don't do it in areas like this. I'll do it with the weighting at that time. We can achieve the same thing by weighting vertices to 0. But the problem there becomes is all of a sudden if you're painting weights into one finger, you might start painting those vertices on another part of the one of the other fingers by mistake, and you're starting to include them back into the those envelopes. So you can see the poses now. It looks like we actually have some being left behind now that weren't included correctly into the envelopes they should have been in the first place. They're probably being pulled along by another part of the character. So let's actually include those, get those back into the envelopes. Looks like they're coming right out of the end one down here. And so that's just going to mean just simply enlarging this envelope until it takes them in. Now maybe they are actually been in, oh, they have been. We accidentally excluded those from that finger. So that's what I did. I accidentally excluded them from down here, had them picked. So what I'm going to do is just say include, and there they're back into it. And it looks like I had them accidentally picked for all of them, so I'm just going to include them back into all parts of this finger, and that's been taken care of. Any changes I made to the envelopes and whatnot, I want to make sure I mirror back over the other side. So mirror mode on, and now I'm going to simply say paste green to blue bones, and it drops them on the other side. And because I'd actually changed the envelope on this side here, and sets it up the way it should be. Now something that isn't being taken from one side or the other currently is the includes and excludes. Green to blue verts, and if I use the verts mode and mirror over instead of the bones, you can see the includes excludes have been actually sent over. You can see they're grayed out now on the other side. So when you're mirroring the, pasting green to blue bones, it's strictly taking the envelopes over. Probably would have been better if it said green to blue envelopes. And then green to blue verts will actually send over all vertex data that you've set up, so any paint weighting and whatnot that you've set in the character. Again, making short work of only having to work on half the character all the time. So now we've got a character that we've fixed the main problem with the hand, and now we've got to do is we have to start looking at other ways of dealing with the weights on all of the vertices, and seeing if we can weight them better than what we can with envelopes. That's going to come in the next steps. We're going to start dealing with vertex weighting.